get.
I never imagined that one day I could stand on the stage in front of 2,000 people to take the banner of my own country.
A lot of people can be leaders. They don't know how to be leaders, so they have to be made leaders. Where do the guys learn from? Where do the people learn from? They got to see leaders who they respect, they can learn from, get ideas, but amongst all, be themselves.
You never know how far you can go until you be there, and it gives you the chance to try.
Good morning. Welcome to Expat Insights. I'm your host, Raju Mandhian. Here at Expat Insights, we take external views of internal successes by foreigners, expats, and immigrants who have made Philippines their home and are doing good in the Philippines, either in business or society. This Friday morning in April, I don't have foreigners, but I have global citizens, leaders of global caliber who are living and working in the Philippines and have been doing good in the Philippines. These are people from an institution called Toastmasters, and they are here today to talk to us about how leaders are made, how leaders learn through Toastmasters. My three guests today, the first one, of course, is a young, handsome gentleman here from the O&O industry, the offshore industry. His name is R.V. William Marzo, and he's been a Toastmaster for umpteen years. Next to him, a lovely lady, Cora Oliva Rodil. She's the district PRO. Thus, if you want to dance with Toastmasters, she'll be the one to dance with you. She's been a Toastmaster for 7 years or more, and she also spent a lot of time in the U.S. doing some good work, and she's here to share and discuss how Toastmasters make leaders. And my last guest, of course, not last, but the third guest here, a gentleman called Raul de la Vega. You know, the Spanish last name. Raul de la Vega, he's a distinguished Toastmaster. That means of all the Toastmasters on this table here, he's the most distinguished. Cora is also distinguished. So they're here to talk to us about Toastmasters. Welcome to Toastmasters. Welcome to Expat Insights. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Raju.
It's okay. Thank you.
So, well, that's what I know about Toastmasters. Can you tell me a bit about what really Toastmasters is?
Yes, well, Raju, Toastmasters, it's a global organization that started in the U.S. sometime in 1924, and it made its way here to the Philippines. It's a great way for you to develop your leadership skills and communication skills. Here in the Philippines, you'd find over 150 clubs.
Clubs.
That's
okay,
right.
Okay.
So the way it works, when you get to join Toastmasters, you'll be part of that club, and then you go through a curriculum at your own pace. There are manuals on communication and leadership. Once you get to do the projects in the manuals, you get feedback, and because it's a learn-by-doing institution, you get to become better in small increments.
Toastmasters, the name. Why not speech masters or masters of leaders? Toast. Well, is it about cooking? No, right?
Not about cooking, but Arvi will explain.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't really know the origin of the name. And considering that Raul said it started way back in the 1920s.
Oh, I wasn't around, yeah.
Well, maybe Raul, do you know the origin of the name?
Well, you see, this was founded by a gentleman by the name of Ralph Smedley.
Right,
and at the time when he established the program, he was thinking of gentlemen having dinner together, and then towards the end they'd have a toast and develop their speaking skills.
From the concept of a toast, as you
That's
like
right.
to greet and congratulate people. You said 160 clubs in the Philippines.
That's
Yes.
All over the Philippines. Even
That's
in
right.
Tavi, there is a Toastmasters club.
We hope so.
There is, okay. How about globally?
Globally,
Africa, Russia, China?
well, globally, there in over 100 countries, you will find a Toastmasters club. As a matter of fact, it's also well represented in China, the Middle East. And in fact, China right now has the most Toastmasters clubs worldwide.
Wow, and this
Yes.
they just sprung up recently, or they've been around for the longest time? Do they speak in Chinese there?
Well, a lot of them speak in English. Yes, they are developing their English-speaking skills as well.
So who started, RV? Who started off Toastmasters here? What's the history, or at least what's your history, personal history?
My
in
personal
this-
history?
Yeah,
Okay.
in this institution?
Well, actually, my mom just took me to one of the Toastmasters meetings when I was in school. So I was probably a high school student when I first attended a Toastmasters meeting, and I found out that people just started delivering speeches, and back then I didn't know what a speech was. But I found that it was a very encouraging atmosphere. Like, people were actually encouraging people to speak.
Right.
And when they made a mistake, they were very kind in giving feedback. And it actually gave me a chance to take a peek into this thing that we call public speaking.
Right, and this was like a couple of years ago. You said high school student.
More than 20 years ago.
High school student, and looks like you're just out of high school.
No.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
So, Cora, tell me what happens inside a regular
Toastmasters.
club meeting.
Yes. In a meeting, which is usually for an hour and a half, we have 3 sections in the meeting. We have the opening, the educational, the evaluation portion, which is really
How long is the meeting?
an hour
Usually.
and a half, usually.
Yeah, okay.
The evaluation portion is very important because that's where we give feedbacks.
What do you mean evaluation? As in, like, you give it monetary value or
No monetary value.
feedback? You mean?
Feedback.
Okay, yeah.
Because the educational portion contains the delivery of speeches and role takers. And when you're given a feedback, that's the time when you know your strengths and your weaknesses. Yes.
So you learn by
You
doing.
learn by doing.
You don't learn by just observing and listening, but you do.
And exactly what he said,
Yeah.
the atmosphere is very encouraging, inspirational, and
Right.
friendly.
Can you cite me a story of how it is encouraging, the atmosphere? Like, I mean, where do you hold your meetings? Do you hold in schools, institutions, colleges?
Well, I can talk about myself.
Right?
When I gave my first speech, which is called Icebreaker, I was trembling like crazy.
Okay.
You know, I couldn't say a thing.
Right?
And as I continued speaking, someone is assigned to do some evaluation or feedback to help you.
Take notes on how you're
Take
doing.
notes on
Okay.
how. And after I finished, the evaluation was so positive
Yeah.
that I was so encouraged to continue. Because I was about to, oh no, I will not go through this again.
Oh, wait, your background is teaching,
Yeah.
PRO. Your background is media.
I know, you wouldn't
Still,
believe it.
still.
Still, but
Oh, you
yeah,
still found value in Toastmasters.
butterflies in my stomach.
Right.
And the atmosphere, the family-friendly atmosphere
Familial, okay,
is
yeah.
really very encouraging and inspirational. So when he gave me those positive feedback,
Who? He?
yes, it was the president of a club that I joined in
Right.
Kosovo. He was so good and encouraging, and that's how I got into Toastmasters.
Right.
I was about to get out.
So, Arvi, what's been your experience? Like, how does it go about? What kind of speech? I mean, when you say icebreaker, what is that, and how do you progress? How do you learn?
Well, an icebreaker speech is, the very first speech that anyone ever delivers.
I mean, day one, you walk in and that's it? You
It
could
could
do
be
an
day
icebreaker.
one.
Yeah.
For some people, it might take a few meetings before they actually
Right,
get the
right.
courage to deliver their first speech. So the first speech is really just an introduction, like who you are, what are your hobbies, and stuff like that. So since it's all about you, it's very easy to deliver, let's say, a very short speech about that. And going back to your question about what you mean by encouraging, I guess it's because for someone who is speaking to a group of people for the very first time, it can be very scary.
I think for most people, right?
For most people, yeah.
it is, yeah.
And as Corey mentioned, at the end of that speech, all of a sudden you hear people telling you, hey, you did well. The mere fact that you stood up and delivered the
So they
speech.
boost your morale
Yeah,
and they cheer you up.
Yes.
So they let you go through a scary experience with some kind of pepping up, right? Raul, quickly, how long have you been a Toastmaster?
I've been with Toastmasters since 1997.
Wow,
Yes.
that was the last century.
Well, what I found very good about it is that after a couple of meetings, it already improved my impromptu speaking skills.
Impromptu.
Yeah, such that I was able,
extempore, like off the cuff, yeah?
such that I was able to apply for a job, and wow, as I spoke with the chairman of that company, he gave me the job right away. and,
Oh,
and a
right.
good compensation scheme.
Right, so you landed a good job because of Toastmasters
That's
back
right.
in 97. Okay, let's take a little break on this note. I want to understand how you learn and lead using this platform that you discussed, no? Right after the break. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking to 3 Toastmasters from Philippines, and they will come back and tell us about how leaders are made in the Philippines and globally. I'm your host, Raju Mandian. Stay watching. This is Expat Insights.
I do a lot of workshops. I do a fair amount of public speaking, and Toastmasters just keeps me fresh.
Friends of mine who were mousy and couldn't even say a word have emerged as leaders and great communicators.
My subordinates were actually evaluating my speech, and they were doing a great job at it, and I was learning. It's trite to always say the pyramid gets turned upside down, but in this case, we actually turn that pyramid upside down, and the leader now becomes the student, and the student the leader, and that's just an amazing thing that's happened in our organization, and 3 years later, our club is going strong.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Expat Insights. I'm your host, Raju Mandian. I'm with 3 young and beautiful guests here, RV, Cora, and Raul, and these are Toastmasters, and they're talking about leadership and the discipline of public speaking, no? And they've shared stories about how they came to be Toastmasters and such good leaders that they are today. Any other leaders in town, Philippines, that it's been around for how long, Raul?
Since the 1930s.
In the Philippines?
The Philippines.
The
started.
30s. But
Kala.
Yeah. Kala 52.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, since the 50s.
Yes.
So, do you have any examples of leaders living or dead who were created or made by Toastmasters in the Philippines?
The most recent one, Raju, would be the general. The
General who?
Bartolome, right? Nick?
Yes, Nick
Who's that?
Bartolome.
The PNP, Chief of the Philippine
Oh,
National Police.
Nicholas Bartolome, the one
Yes,
who recently resigned.
recently.
And he was a
Yes.
Toastmaster?
He was.
Well, how did he did he pick up any lessons
Definitely.
from Toastmasters to become a good cop? How? I just want to know.
I know that in the PNP for the longest time they've had the Toastmasters Club. I believe even during when I joined in the 90s, they already had
Right.
clubs there. And I had the chance to attend one of their meetings. It's a very active meeting, and what it does is you can sense that their communication skills are very much above par, and it also contributes to their leadership. Since they're able to spread their vision to their men, and
Oh, right.
and
right,
it gives
right.
them a very good perspective.
Yeah. Any other besides?
And the Frank something? What's his last name? What's his last name?
Frank.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't remember.
I
Fine.
don't remember.
What has it done for you, Arvi? I mean, I know that you were impressed and you liked it, but as a human being, as a executive, you're an executive now in a BPO company, no? What has it done for you in terms of your own growth and development?
It's sort of, it puts you in a mode where you're ready to talk at any given moment. For example, in a meeting, typically people will ask you for your opinion, and you do that a lot in Toastmasters.
Okay.
Specifically in a portion of the meeting called the table topics portion, where they just give you a topic to speak about for 2 minutes.
There's a portion called Table Topics.
Table Topics
And
portion.
this is impromptu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so without really getting enough time to prepare for it, they just ask you to speak about it. And I guess that trains people to express their opinions in a lot of things and look like they know what they're talking about, in spite of the fact that they might not really know what they're talking about.
So they fake it? Are you
Well,
saying
not
that
really
they fake
it. I guess it's a very quick. It's training people to very quickly access whatever they have, either in the form of
Oh, it's
memories
sink or swim.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
fake, but sink. And then learn from it. Huh?
Raju.
Yeah.
Sink or swim.
Yeah, I know.
No
You
faking,
throw
please.
somebody up there and they learn from experience rather than from structured learning, no? And for you, Cora, what has it done for you, Raul?
Personally, Toastmaster has
Yeah.
really helped me become an effective communicator in the sense that what I want, I can express it to the other person and be understood.
Yeah.
Because understanding is very important in relationships
Right, right.
and in business as well.
Raul, I know, landed a job, but besides landing a job, besides giving you material gains, no? What else has it done for you, your family, or for society? What impact has it had?
Well, it's made me a more effective trainer. You see, I also train in a BPO, and when I encounter individuals who are applying for a job, during the interview portion, number one, I listen carefully to what it is they say, and I'm able to digest what they're saying. As a trainer, when it comes to providing feedback, the disciplines that I've learned from Toastmaster help me such that I'm able to tactfully tell someone what it is that he can do better without offending the individual. And in fact, it comes across as very encouraging that they continue with their careers.
So you've learned to lead, you've learned to coach, and you've learned to mentor using skills that you acquired from Toastmasters, no?
True.
What has been your most exciting moment? I mean, if you were to, you've been 15 years as a Toastmasters, 7 years for you. Are we, since you were a baby boy?
Maybe 20 plus years.
20
20
plus years,
plus.
my God.
He started us.
Well, so are you like one of those fabulous speakers who go up on stage and rock and roll?
No, not really.
But 20 years of doing the same thing?
Well, actually, there was probably a break. I mean, I was probably gone from Toastmasters for about 5 years. But I came back, I think, about 3 years ago.
So what's been your most exciting or most fulfilling experience? If you were to look back your history as a Toastmaster.
Well, this is actually a weird experience, because what happened was about 10 years ago, I competed in a contest at Toastmasters.
You have contests?
Yes,
Yeah, we do.
Like American Idol?
Yeah, but instead of singing, people actually delivered
Delivered speeches.
Yeah.
All right, so?
So, because normally, joining if delivering a speech is scary, joining a contest is even scarier, because you have a big audience. You're probably speaking in front of a group of 500 people. And what made it really fulfilling for me was the fact that in spite of the fact that I did not know what I was going to do, did not know what I was going to say.
You were not prepared? I mean,
this was
this is extempore?
I think so. It wasn't a prepared speech, yeah. And what I felt was, because even though you don't prepare for what you're going to say, you kind of prepare yourself to, in a sense that, you try speaking to a group of people before you actually join the contest.
Yeah.
And what I experienced was this really weird moment where I felt connected.
To the audience?
To everything. To everything.
500 people?
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh,
to everything and everyone. And I found myself really, in spite of the fact I didn't know what I was going to do, I was just speaking. Words were coming out. I didn't know where they were coming from.
Right.
And it was almost surreal and profound, but it was really fun. I mean, sort of like what athletes experience, what they call the runner's high, or
in the zone.
Yeah, or the zone.
In the flow.
Yeah. I mean, that was really fun. I mean,
right.
I don't know if it has happened to other people, but
Not to me.
And this was how many years ago?
10 years ago.
Did the audience, the 500 people, feel, sense it? Did they go, wow?
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, because that was actually a division contest, and I won first place in that particular contest. So I could tell that while I felt I was connected to them, they also felt that they were connected to me, and it was really a great experience.
Yours, Raul and Cora, your most thrilling, exciting, fulfilling experience in this institution?
All of them.
All of them?
Yes, especially when we have the DISCON, the district conventions and the media conventions.
Like the Rotarians, you have a convention too, okay.
We have this annually. All Toastmasters from different clubs all over the Philippines gather together. Like in a few weeks' time, we will be having our district convention in Cebu.
Right, okay.
And that's where you meet all interesting and exciting people.
And
leaders.
all of them are public speaking addicts. Am I right? Is that right?
Not really addicts.
Lovers of
Lovers, yes.
Okay. So all moments have been for you fulfilling. How about you, Raul? Any peak time, any peak moment, like you said, man, that's been wonderful.
But I also had a chance to compete, and this was in a district contest. I finally, at that time, was able to win that level. You see, I was able to watch RV when he competed, and that's something that 10 years ago.
That
10 years ago, and I'll admit.
Do you have a clip of that?
Yeah, I'll admit I was inspired to compete, and imagine I said I'm going to compete just like that gentleman.
Yeah.
And well, I competed for 10 years. I would always come
What do you mean
close.
10 years?
10 years, because I joined the
What do you mean you
contest
competed for 10 years?
for
Every
over
single year?
Every single year I would join, and even if I didn't make it, I said I'll try again. And
So at the end of 10 years, you won?
well, finally I was able to able to nail it. But you see,
Nail what?
the championship, the
National championship.
That means you are the national public speaking champion of
That was
this.
for the evaluation category in
Oh,
2010.
the feedback.
Yes.
That's right.
Okay.
And I was one of the people, the fortunate people who watched RV when he competed at that time. And as a matter of fact, every time, I even still remember what he said. He was in the
Gosh.
zone. He did connect. And then
Right.
I was so inspired that I said, oh, I'm going to join just like that gentleman. And I won't stop until I win. Because that's the kind of connection I got from RV.
Right.
It inspired me at that time.
So let me read between the lines. So it somehow brings out the best in you, making this effort of speaking in the presence of your little family-like club. It brings out the best in you. It helps you learn, right? And it also kind of helps you connect with people.
Yes.
Is that what? And
That's
does it
right.
help you like in any other manner? When you say leadership and Toastmasters, what else does it do for you or to a larger number of people? How does it impact society?
Well, as far as leadership helps, you see, sometimes people are hesitant to express their opinions, thinking that they might offend someone else. With the disciplines that you learn from Toastmasters, you're able to express your opinions in a structured and in a fair way,
Yeah.
such that people would understand you better, and you don't have to worry about conflicts.
I think you brought me some images here, so I'm going to run them through, and if you want to give me a little background on these images, will that be okay?
Yes.
So let's put up that image number 1. We have, I think, 3 or 4, and then let's go with them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Image 1. Can we pull it up? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here it comes, no? There you go. So this is Toastmasters. There's somebody in the hat. Who's that
Yes,
gentleman?
that's General Nick Bartholomew.
Oh, he's the guy,
He's the
the
guy.
PNP head who resigned, Nick Bartholomew. And how long was this guy a Toastmaster?
I believe the start of his career. As,
Yeah.
as the military.
Yeah. So before becoming the general, did he have any other post in PNP? Yeah, I mean, using his public speaking skills?
Yes, definitely. Because when I attended his meeting, one of their meetings,
Right.
he definitely said that he learned a lot, and because of what he is and who he is now,
So
he
he's
really,
one of our celebrated cases. No, okay.
Yes.
Picture number 2. Let's see what's that. Toastmasters, more fun in the Philippines. Is that your club, Cora?
No, it's not my club. It's a regular meeting, and look up, they're having lots of fun.
So it looks pretty casual. Is it a formal thing? Is it?
No, it's not. You see, that's the good thing about Toastmasters. There's no instructor. It's nothing like you don't have to worry about being formal. It can be as casual as you want. But the good thing is, because they use the projects from the manuals, at least there's a structure in it.
Oh, there is some sort of a structure
Yes.
besides being nice and warm. No?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go to picture number 2. This is RV there in the picture. Is that you, RV?
Yes.
Is that 10 years ago or is that?
That
No,
was
that's-
like a few months ago.
And then what is that? Speech contest, it says in the back.
That particular contest was a table topic speech contest. And
Last
yeah,
month.
I
Last
think
month.
about a month ago, yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's see. And who are the lovely ladies next to you? They're gone. All right. Let's go on to the next picture. There's something down there. Yeah?
Yeah,
The
that.
educational system. This is the track.
Yes, this is
Okay,
the
Cora,
track.
your turn. Yeah.
The educational system, any Toastmaster can go through the communication track or the leadership track, or they can both do it together.
Right, yeah.
Right. The first track up would be you deliver 10 speeches.
Okay.
After that, you are acknowledged and
Yeah.
recognized for
Right.
your efforts as
Yeah.
a competent communicator.
Yeah.
And then you go through the next norm, which is the advanced communicator bronze, and you have to deliver again 10 speeches from the advanced manual, and
if I may add,
yes.
you get to choose from 15 manuals.
Right.
Most likely there's a manual that you will find in sync with your career goals, your personal goals. They've got a manual for entertaining speeches. They have a manual for public relations, one for technical speeches.
Oh, so different genres
different,
under the umbrella of public speaking. So this gentleman, this young guy, this dude, he has been 20 years for Toastmasters. So has he done everything? Or is there a time limit to it?
No. The good thing about Toastmasters is you get to do it at your own pace.
But you can take 20 years so that and be in the zone only once in 20 years?
Oh.
I've seen I've seen people who've been in Toastmasters for 3 years. They already earned their distinguished Toastmaster.
Your own pace and your own with your own passion.
Right.
This is one of the manuals that we receive when you sign up.
Yeah.
It's for communication track. And the other one is the leadership manual. It's the basic. You go through. Then when you finish the projects, then you can be
So it can be anywhere from 3 to 20 years to be an accomplished Toastmaster. You call that distinguished.
That's right.
No? And you go through contests and etc., etc. No? In this process, in this whole churning around of learning through learning, how does one turn out leaders? I mean, when you talk about where Toastmasters leaders are made, is it a byproduct or is it the main process?
Well, yes, go ahead.
Okay.
All right. Okay, Cora.
While you go through your journey, there are roles one can take in the meeting. So you could be a Toastmaster of the day, you could be a timer or a grammarian.
Yeah.
And also you can become an officer.
Yeah.
We also have a set of officers. Every club has a set of officers, president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, sergeant at arms. So you have all these roles.
So you take responsibilities,
Yes.
okay? You become accountable
Duties
for
and
something,
tasks.
okay?
Yes. And in the process, when you do all these things, you learn, you absorb the traits of a good leader. And you are guided also because we have a handbook for leaders.
Okay, right.
And so like this, for instance, Raju, we have Philippine Club Leadership Handbook.
Okay, okay. So in a 20-year, not a 20-year, in the process of you becoming distinguished, how many such projects and manuals do you go through?
Oh, a lot. 10, 20, 30, 40 speeches.
40 speeches.
Regular.
Same club or contest or
different
different
clubs,
occasions.
Different clubs.
Okay.
And you also have to give educational speeches and do projects. Give back to the community, help them do things before
My understanding of leadership is that, there are many forms of leadership.
Yes.
There is a leadership, there's a leader who looks far, there's a leader who manages people, a leadership who sets goals and is very constructive and disciplined, no? So does Toastmaster work in these areas, or is there another method to it, Arvi?
Well, actually, Cora talked about the leadership that one can assume within the club level, but there are also leaders that assume like bigger responsibilities where they move on to become, let's say, an area governor, a division governor, or a district governor. So a district governor will have the entire Philippines under her.
Right, right. So it's huge. Yes.
Yeah. So like Cora said, depending on your appetite, you can either take 3 years or 20 years, and you can either take one club or the whole country. So depending on what you want.
So have any of you taken the whole country at any time?
Not yet.
Well, in my case, I've been a member in a number of clubs. The farthest that I've been to was in Baguio. Sometime in 1998, I went there and I joined the club in Baguio. I've also,
must be cold and nice up there.
Yes, I've also been a member in a number of clubs here in Metro Manila. So these have helped me in my journey.
Right.
Talking about leadership, to continue what Arvi was saying.
Yeah.
The area governor takes care of an area where composed of different clubs. And then the division governor takes care of one.
Right, so it's like managing branches of business.
Yes.
Understand.
And
Okay.
besides that, then you go higher, which would be now for the district level.
All right. Let's take a little pause. Let's take one more break, and then after that we'll come back and talk to you about cost, finances, timings, and also your upcoming event. You want to tell us about that, no?
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's again RV, Cora, and Raul talking to us about Toastmasters and leadership. We'll take a little break and come back and talk to them about what's happening currently in Toastmasters. I'm your host, Raju Mandian. Stay watching. This is Expand Insights. Welcome back to Expand Insights. I'm your host, Raju Mandian. I was about to say welcome back to Toastmasters. No? So welcome back to Expand Insights. I'm your host, Raju Mandian, and I'm talking to RV, Cora, and Raul, the Toastmasters of the Philippines. This guy's been to Baguio for Toastmasters. That's amazing. No? So, great. Now tell us how much money or how much time and money, not 20 years. I don't want to learn to be a leader in 20 years. I want to fast track this. So cost and time.
But Raju, learning is a lifetime.
Right. Okay. I'll go with that. Okay. Learning is a lifetime discipline. Okay.
Okay. Cost.
Well, the costs are, I'm not going to give you a specific figure, but it's very affordable.
Okay.
It's so affordable that I've been able to be a member of 2 clubs. Now, the reason I became a member for 2 clubs was because I got a different, I would get different learnings every time I would attend a Toastmasters meeting.
Yes.
You see, whenever...
What do you mean different learning? I thought it's structured, it has guidelines.
Yes, it is. But when we have members who deliver their projects, they talk about themselves, and you could learn about, you can learn from almost anyone.
You learn from other people's
others.
experience and insights. Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And the good thing about it is it trains you to become an effective listener and communicator.
You mentioned that.
Yes.
You mentioned that.
Something that is very necessary, especially in my line of work as a trainer and as a leader. You see, for leaders, if they don't properly listen to the people who are with them, then they wouldn't be effective.
So let's say that if this whole technology of Toastmasters, this whole discipline, this whole mission works, no? And you guys are so taken in by this, and you have benefited from this. How do we, you and I, and people in Toastmasters, transfer this to the country, to the educational system in the Philippines? What kind of impact it creates? Or if it doesn't, how do we do it?
Really strong impact. Wouldn't it be nice if people can really talk effectively and in the process manage their time, because we also learn time, and communicate well to one another? It will improve the relationship. And when the relationship is improved, learning also is quicker. And in the process, we also have fun when you learn properly and nicely.
So you're saying rapport and fun.
Fun, yes.
Creates the learning. Well, how do we impact it on a much more sustainable level and make it work for the school curriculum? Would you have any ideas? Do you think we can take that to that level?
Oh, yes, we can. Like the Department of Education right now, here, NCR, they asked for us to help them.
Oh, you did? Wow.
Yes. That's why we gave a speechcraft just like in February. And they were very happy because they said they can now organize their thoughts. They can teach well.
These are teachers or these are administrators?
No, teachers and administrators. And they claim that it helped them really in their...
Your ideas, RV, what do you think? How do we impact the school system or the educational system using the philosophy behind what you just stated?
Well, actually, I know that, because as Cora mentioned the word speechcraft, Toastmasters gives speechcrafts to different organizations. And some of them are in school, so you could have college students taking that. But I also know that you can have corporate employees taking that. So there are also Toastmasters clubs that are, where the membership rather is limited to a particular company. So I know that there's a Toastmasters club in Emerson, in SPI.
Emerson, the one in... It's a BPO.
San Miguel.
It's more of a shared services company.
Right.
They
have a Toastmasters club, okay?
And so What this does is, the members can actually attend the meeting within the premises of their office. They don't really have to travel very far. They just probably walk to another room and they can attend a meeting.
Right, so pick up additional skills and competencies in a club, in the atmosphere. So that's for corporates, no?
Yeah.
Yes.
What is your opinion, Raul, since you're a trainer in a BPO too?
Well, a while ago you were talking about how to benefit the school. Well,
Yeah.
there's also another dimension with Toastmasters. They call it the youth leadership, which is also just like speechcraft. The added benefit there is that students, they also learn how to conduct meetings among themselves. And this helps because when they have organizational get-togethers, meetings, they would like to run things in a disciplined fashion. What this does is by the time they get to the corporate world, at least they have a semblance of professionalism.
Insights how to do that, right?
Yes.
Fantastic.
And for people in the corporate industry, this helps them get their ideas quicker, concisely, and professionally. I've seen a number of people. To give you an example, there's this new club which I've mentored. It's a pharmaceutical company, and
the name?
The name is the Delex Pharma Toastmasters Club. It's a pharmaceutical company. The general manager has told me after 3 meetings he has noticed an improvement with his employees when it comes to the delivery of presentations.
Right, so business presentations,
Yes,
managing
managing
meetings,
meetings.
organizing events, they pick up these skills,
That's right.
and which are useful business skills. Great, fabulous. So tell me what's happening now in your upcoming convention.
Yes, you're welcome. Please join us.
Me?
Yeah, why not?
Free ticket? Free registration?
Yes, we are going to have the district convention April 26, 27, and 28 in Cebu, and the venue would be the Imperial.
Imperial.
Mactan.
In
Mactan,
Mactan.
okay, that's
Yes.
right.
That's where all of us will be gathered. Right, I hope you
Are
all
you
come.
going?
Yeah.
So what happens in a convention? New ideas?
New
on public
ideas, learn from leaders, recognized leaders and speakers. And, of course, have fun as usual.
So who are the speakers and what is the program?
Oh, the program. Oh, he will be competing.
All right,
Because
so
we
you're
have-
going to be in the
yes.
zone one more time. No?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, because we have all the visions. We have 10 divisions in the Philippines, and they're champions.
The 160 clubs are divided by 10.
by
Yeah,
10,
okay.
Yes. And they will have their champions, division
Oh,
champions.
so
and
you'll all
they
get
will all
together,
get
you'll
together.
have a contest, sort of
Yes.
like an American Idol, and this guy's going to win one more time.
And whoever wins in the international prepared speech
Right.
will then represent District 75.
Any global visitors
Yes.
from
Yeah.
Toastmasters International?
This time you will be having Malaysian guests, Singaporean, Chinese. They will be coming.
Anybody, any famous like Barack Obama or something?
Wishful thinking?
Darren LaCroix will also be here.
But the leader, our very own, Lucio
Luciatan.
Tan.
He will also be there.
Lucio Tan, Philippine Airlines,
That's right.
and Fortune Tobacco.
Right.
He's going to talk.
That's right.
Is he a Toastmaster?
No. But he is a recognized leader.
Yes.
Wow. And does he need Toastmasters training?
It will help.
Oh, it will help. So what is he going to talk about? Is he going to talk about speaking, leadership, or business?
Usually when we have the convention, we really recognize leaders. And this time,
Him.
him.
And what has he done that is considered good for the country or good for in
Good
the
for the
leadership
country. Look at the economic
impact that he's created?
impact that he has helped the country and lots of people too.
Who else? Anybody else?
The
Darren
public
LaCroix.
speaker,
Darren LaCroix.
Who's that?
He's a champion from the United States, and he also
Ari
won.
doesn't know Darren LaCroix, do you?
Well, I know that he was a world
world
champion in
champion.
public speaking.
Okay.
Sometime I don't know exactly what year,
Okay.
but I mean, for a world champion to actually be coming over.
So wait, you're saying that there's a global competition
Oh,
too,
yes.
just like what you mentioned? And this happens at the same time as Philippines or some other time?
Some other time.
Sometime in
July,
August.
right?
And where does it
July,
happen?
In August.
July.
This
usually.
year it will
This
be
year
in
it will be in Ohio.
Ohio. Yeah.
So that means you're saying people from all across
Yeah.
the
The
world pick up
world.
one idol?
Idol.
It's sort of like the
That might be
Super
really
Bowl.
scary.
Yeah.
So in the Philippines, who do you recognize could win that? I mean, not from Toastmasters, but from the public life? Is the president a great speaker, you think?
Yes, he is.
Any of our other leaders who are great speakers who have the same qualities?
Manglapus.
Mr. Who?
But you weren't
Manglapus?
born then.
Raul Manglapus
Yes.
from Central Bank. Of course I was born then.
Oh, okay.
So he would make a good Toastmasters idol, American
Yeah,
idol.
he
kind of
would.
thing. Fantastic. And when is it happening?
April
April
26,
26. April
27, 28.
In Cebu.
In Cebu and
Imperial
Imperial
Palace.
And our district governor, of course, gives her greetings.
Who's
Grace.
District Governor? Grace Paras?
Grace Paras.
Ah, okay, she's the
Bachi.
one who sent you here. Fantastic.
Yes.
So how does my audience, people who are watching this, register, and what do they have to pay, and who do they call?
Oh, we have.
You want to make that announcement looking at the camera. Did you have that flyer? I think you had one.
No,
Did you have a
no,
district
none.
convention
We don't
flyer?
have
No?
it. We
Okay,
don't have
all right. I think we have one, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'd like to invite everyone, please,
Mm-hmm.
to join us during our district convention on April 26, 27, and 28. The venue is the Imperial Palace.
And Makano.
Magkano,
Yeah.
mura lang.
Okay, mura lang po. So look them up on www.toastmasters.org.ph or no more ph?
No.
No more ph.
Then
All
you
right,
go
so
to the
any profound parting leadership words from Mr. William Marzo, the person in the zone, or from you, DTM? To the TV, to your audience, make a compelling reason for them to come join you.
Yeah, please.
All right. Well, if ever you'd like to make a difference in your lives and the lives in others, join Toastmasters. If you feel that you're someone who has difficulty getting his or her thoughts across, join Toastmasters and learn from the feedback that you get. It's worth the investment. It's worth the time. It would change anyone from a shy person to a dynamic leader. I've seen this happen. I've experienced it. It'll also help you.
You've experienced it. So, and you said mura lang.
Very affordable.
Fantastic.
Very affordable.
Kayo po, Sir William Marzo.
Well, actually, I think it just gives people a venue to develop themselves at their own pace. So anyone who wants to develop their communication skills and leadership skills, Toastmasters is a great environment to do that for them.
Besides the free learning, the online learning, the YouTubes and all those things, you still think this is the place to go to
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
21st
definitely.
century?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So
Yes, for us.
I thank you very much for being on Expat Insights and sharing your insights and also giving us an insight into this wonderful institution called Toastmasters.
Toastmasters.
If there's anything that I haven't asked you, you think I must ask you, this is the time to tell me about it.
Join Toastmasters.
I shall join Toastmasters, okay.
Please.
And it's mura lang.
Very
Fantastic.
affordable.
So where do I go? Same place, toastmasters.org,
Yes.
or I sign up with you?
Yes.
Fantastic. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. These are wonderful people, leaders and speakers from Toastmasters International, from Toastmasters Philippines, and they are having a convention April 26 to 29, Cebu, and Cora is the person to go to that event. No? So thank you for watching Expat Insights. I'm going to leave you with a little clip from Toastmasters.
Yes, please.
People from across the world who will share their benefits and how they have learned to become leaders in Toastmasters. Until next week, have a great weekend. I'm your host, Raju Mandhian. Thank you for watching Expat Insights. Next week, we'll have a gentleman called Renier, who represents the pharmaceutical industry, and he'll talk about where the pharma industry is going. Thank you.
Thank you.
To me, the whole thing of Toastmasters is a servant leadership. It's getting other people to work together as if it was their own idea.
I guess started in Toastmasters back in 1993 when I decided that I wanted to become the first woman president of my congregation.
I think we all jump into Toastmasters at a different place. No matter where you jump into the Toastmasters journey, you're going to get something out of it.
When I first joined Toastmasters, it was mainly for me and for my growth and development. But what I realized is that Toastmasters gives me more fulfillment when I'm helping others. So by me helping others become leaders, I feel more fulfilled as a leader.
The leadership, it's not what you're thinking it's leadership. You really are learning from something that you're not looking for.
The organization is bigger than me, it's bigger than all of us. And the collective power that it has enables one to grow personally, enables one to help other people grow.
When I attended my first Toastmasters meeting, I was very nervous because I had this horrible fear of public speaking.
I sat in the back of the room for 4 months, watching people transform before my eyes, but never being able to stand up and speak myself.
In my organization, 1,200 people, we realized that people's presentation skills were really deficient.
The more you do it, the easier it